promise you that this is a Nerf gun. This is so fun. That was an attempt of disarming a Nerf gun. And speaking of attempt, there was an attempt to make a podcast, and this is the attempt number 9. What's up, Brave New World? It's Joshua again here with a brand new video in which we are going to continue this lovely trend of reading stuff from the Reddit thread r/childfree. I have to say that I'm enjoying this a lot because, well, this is the type of mindset that I do share with thousands of millions of millions of people around the world. Coincidentally, yep, I happen to be one of them. I happen to be one of them because, well, guess what? I'm totally child-free and I'm also childless. And frankly, it's wonderful, you know? It's wonderful. I recommend it. As I have said many times in the in the Reddit thread of r/childfree, as I have said before, one of the most important things that one has to consider is that but I have said, better to become a regretful parent. It's better to become someone childless and child-free that regrets not having children, than to become a parent and actually, in reality, become a parent, have children, and regret it many years into fatherhood and motherhood, because guess what? You don't have a minute to yourself. You don't have a minute to do whatever you enjoy. You don't have a minute to do the stuff that you like. You don't have a minute to yourself, and the most importantly, yeah, your life as you know it, it's over. Episode 9. There was an attempt to make a podcast, and this is the episode number 9. In this one, we're gonna read the following episode called Ring. When this video is edited, I'm going to put it over here somewhere. And by the way, before we even start reading it, well, the reason why I'm back to making a video, it's because I tried to this is very fun because I tried to make a video using only random background videos of me going to the aquarium and the audio of me doing the podcast using this enormous using this very big microphone that you see right here. This big microphone that I enjoy very much and I'm so glad I bought. Why? Because I realized that when you're editing a video with only background video and then using the software that I use in order to edit my videos, it's double work because it's background video, audio of me talking, let the software edit it and export it, turn it into an MP3, which afterwards is going to receive music. While on the other hand, when I make this attempt of a podcast with me on camera, yes, when I make this attempt of a podcast with literally me in the camera, it's me speaking with already footage of me while I'm speaking. Hopefully the audio has proper coordination with what my mouth is saying. And most importantly, well, I don't have to add audio of me and later music. Because unfortunately, yeah, the software that I use all the time in order to edit my videos, doesn't let me add two audios at the same time. With that out of the way, before I continue with the next part, I say that because in the last episode number 8, you're so selfish, here's what I mean. That when I made that episode, I was like, damn. When I made that episode, I didn't realize how difficult and how much extra work it would be to put it like this, background video, to arrange it like this, background video, audio of me, export it. And now, music of the background music. No, too much work. So instead, this is me again, starting with making this. No, this is me now, going back to the normal dynamic of me recording myself with me on the camera, with the big microphone, and speaking in here like a regular video, like a regular podcast. There was an attempt to make a podcast, and this is the attempt number 9. The name of this episode is My family are telling me that I'm crazy for rejecting a neurosurgeon just because he wants kids. How beautiful is that? Fuck no, come on. He can be someone whose profession is the most socially accepted one, and I can say no, I don't want to have kids, so no thank you. This person says, as an ethnic woman approaching 30, you can imagine what extended family are saying about me being single and childless. Thankfully, my direct family doesn't pressure me, and they know that I have a child-free mindset. This reminds me of these two people, this lovely couple. This reminds me of this lovely and adorable couple. This reminds me of this adorable duo of two content creators called, let's see, Jazz and Harjeet, which is Etude TV. Etude TV, Jazz and Harjeet. In which Jazz talks about, Jazz is the girl, Harjeet is the man. I think they are an Indian couple. They are adorable. And Jazz has been posted a couple of videos in which she says that she is obsessed with taking care and looking after her niece. Which makes her consider becoming a mother herself, but to which many people jump in and tell her there is an enormous big difference between being an aunt and being the cool aunt, the cool child-free single aunt, or the cool single child-free uncle. There is a difference, because you can be with your nephews and nieces, but the good thing is that after a while you give them back to the parents and you're back to your life, back to your normal single life in which you can do whatever you want. There is a big difference. Alright, continuing with this. Although, let's continue with the next paragraph. Although my family are well aware that I have a friend who is interested in me, although my family are well aware that I have a friend who is interested in me. He's a neurosurgeon, comes from an intelligent and wealthy family, and is a sweetheart. Thing is, he wants kids, so I politely tell him it won't work out for us long term. He's still interested, but I won't cave in. My family have been telling me that I'm absolutely crazy for rejecting this guy only because I don't want kids, and how most girls would marry him 100% if they were in my position. Oh, shut up. I wish this was louder. I wish this was louder. Actually, in post-production I can add many loud sound effects. Bam! 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 This is fun. But yeah, this is my reaction towards the mindset. No, this is my reaction towards what the people are saying in this situation. Let us read that paragraph again. Although my family are well aware that I have a friend who's interested in me. Period. That's it. Period. He's a surgeon. He's a neurosurgeon. Comes from an intelligent and wealthy family, and he's a sweetheart. The thing is, he wants kids, so I politely told him it won't work out for us long term. He's still interested, but I won't cave in. Let's continue with my next. The next episode, the next paragraph that I read. My family have been telling me that I'm absolutely crazy for rejecting this guy only because I don't want kids, and how most girls would marry him 100% if they were in my position. My mom says how I would be shutting everyone up if I married this guy. Meanwhile, my extended family, who have constantly said to me, "What's up with you and why are you single?" On top of it, my mom says maybe he just wants one child. For fuck's sake, how about focus on what I want and not what he wants? Oh my god. Totally, this is what I say, alright? My reaction is totally exaggerated, but it's, I believe, justified, and it's in accordance, in agreement with what OP, female OP, is saying here. Come on. How about you shut the fuck up and you sit here? This is the typical family that the more they criticize, the more they lack. The more sanctimonious a person is, the more sinful that person is. That's for sure. Anyways, one day when my mom brought it up again, I firmly said to her, "Mom, you cannot force me to love someone." And she hasn't brought it up since. Preach it, king. No, preach it, queen. Totally, 100%. Preach it, queen. Alright? Preach it, sister. Preach it, queen. This is fantastic because, one more time, number one, nobody can force you to love someone. Nobody can force you to love someone. Number 2, it's your life. What the fuck do you care if I do that? Alright? Let's see. Let's read the reply number 1 and then the reply that OP says to reply number 1. Because this is what we usually do in this type of videos, which frankly I enjoy making. Alright. OP says. First, the reply number 1 says, so your mom expects you to marry this guy and have just one child to shut up your extended family? This isn't how any of this works. Facepalm. And I couldn't agree more because even if you do, no matter what you do, people won't stop talking. Why do I say this? Because no matter what you do, people won't stop talking. No matter what you do, people will not shut up and will not stop talking. Alright? Is this bloody thing recording? I hope it is. Gotta make sure. Yeah? Yes, it is recording. Thank goodness. Oh my god. No. Get in here. Yes. Alright. Anyway, so let's continue. God damn it. That's my duck. One more time. Today I reply something like, oh my god, boring idiots. Boring idiots, alright? This is what I said. To that I replied, to that I said, boring idiots. Sorry you have to deal with that sonorously irritating group of bumbling parasitarian parrots. Bumbling. Irritating group of bumbling parasitarian parrots. Stories like this make me appreciate my family and the place where I live. Stick to your guns and tell them to suck it. Keep in mind that they are saying in their minds. Keep in mind they are saying in their minds, how dare you? How dare you live the life? How dare you live the life I would have wanted? That's a quote directly from Lisa Simpson, right? That's a quote directly to Lisa Simpson. That's a quote directly from Lisa Simpson and Marge Simpson, of course. Let us continue. Let us continue, shall we? Alright. Wait a minute. The next reply is someone that says, someone else says, and this is not the reply number 2 because somebody says, what is your choice, mom? Is trying to force me into a life that's not for me. You can choose to stop this, someone says sarcastically, which I find frankly totally beautiful. Other reply. Let's continue. Someone else says, but the choice is ultimately yours, not mine. When they're just throwing that caveat out there, but of course they don't really mean it. Why don't you just say, no? Then if they complain, quote the exact words back to them. Totally, but this type of boring idiots usually boring manipulative fools, someone else, usually mean it that way, alright? They usually mean it that way. It's so frustrating, honestly. Someone else says, ending it with the choice is yours doesn't make her behavior not coercive. One more time. Let's read it again because I'm not sure I understood this. Someone else says, ending it with the choice is yours doesn't make her behavior not coercive. She's acting like she's siding with you because that helps keep you open to what she has to say. While your guard is down, she slips in her suggestions. Oh yeah, they pretend to be your friend. Things like this make me think something along the lines of, an honest enemy an honest enemy is far more trustworthy than a fake friend. Reminds me of yeah, this reminds me of, one more time, Saladin and King Baldwin IV from one of the Crusades, you know, in the movie The Kingdom of Heaven. A fantastic movie. This person says what I've been thinking, you know, because it says someone says, to which I agree. They won't shut up even if you marry him. Next topic will be you having his kids. And one more time, I couldn't agree with you more on that. Alright, let's move on to reply number 2. Alright, let's move on to reply number 2. Someone else says, let's see what they say. They say one child is like a chip. They say one child like it's a chip. Just one won't hurt, right? Ha! Tell that to your genitals. This is fantastic, and I agree, because to that OP replies, my genitals, my hormones, my body shape, my mental health, my career that I studied 6 years in university for. It's so frustrating. OP says one more time, not just that, my genitals, my hormones, my body shape, my mental health, my career that I studied 6 years in university for. I couldn't agree with you more, and more importantly, wait a minute, is this recording? Is this recording? Yes, it is. And most importantly, I'm not a woman, I'm a man, but even if I don't have, I'm not a woman with a body of a woman, with vagina, vulva, ovaries, uterus, fallopian tubes, and everything, all that down there. I don't need to have those to understand this. I don't need to be a woman to understand the struggle that is pregnancy, gestation, having the bun in the oven, figuratively speaking, of course. I don't need to be a woman to understand and to have some goddamn empathy, alright? Oh, to that, the previous OP, the person that wrote this reply, no, not OP, because OP is the original poster, you know? OP is the original poster. Same person that wrote that reply. This person says, also the fact that you simply don't want to do it. Why is that not enough for the world? Shouldn't you want the people bringing kids into the world to actually want them? Couldn't agree with you more. If you don't want this child, erase that. Or erase that child. Erase it. Or make sure that while you are fornicating, having sex, give me some synonyms for the action of fornicating. No, that's not the word. No, copulate. Copulate. Synonyms. Feel free to copulate, have sex, have sexual intercourses, whatever. Come on, give me some synonyms for the word. Synonyms. Give me some synonyms for the word. Give me some synonyms for the word. Synonyms for copulate and fornicate. If you're going to be the type of person that wants to, let's see, that wants to mate, couple, breed, bed, you want to tumble, you want to bonk, or maybe if you want to shaboink. I once heard that in I don't know which content creator, shaboink. Get one's oats, buff, get it on, be intimate, fornicate with, lie together, possess, swipe, or know someone. If you want to be that type of person, be responsible, make sure no children are conceived from this action, alright? Having sex in itself is not a bad thing, you know? What is bad is doing it irresponsibly, alright? What is bad is to do it irresponsibly. That's what it is, but that's the bad thing, alright? Oh my god. The following person writes a reply to the number 2, to the following person writes a reply to the previous answer number 2. Alright, wait. Response to reply number 2. The following person writes a reply with which frankly I couldn't agree with you more, which perfectly expresses what I was thinking previously about the action of having sex, having sexual intercourse, which is fantastic, alright? We, the humans, alongside dolphins and chimpanzees, we have intercourse, sexual intercourse for fun, for fun and for enjoyment, you know? We are the only living being that copulates, that has sexual intercourse, that likes to mate, that likes to do that, that likes to do it, well, because we like it, because it's fun, because it's enjoyable, other than the action of reproduction or having a kid. Other than the actual objective of wanting to have a kid, for human reproduction, we want that because, well, it's fun, we like it, we love each other. This person replies a fantastic, sarcastic reply, which is, you'll need a neurosurgeon money for their therapy bills. Flying money? Lol. I couldn't agree with you more. One more time. I couldn't agree with you more. Let's continue. Let's move on to reply number 2. Someone says, but first, once again, I would like to clarify. No, I would like to state once again, reiterate what I was saying. I would like to reiterate what I was saying, which is, help me, what was it? I would like to reiterate what I was saying, which is, if you are the type of person that wants to sleep around and have a lot of sex, a lot of sexual intercourses with a variety of persons, a variety of people, whether you're a boy or a girl, whatever, go for it. Nobody's stopping you. Just make sure that there are no consequences, especially mistakes, a consequence that ends up calling you mom or dad. Prevent that always, you know? Always prevent that. Wait a minute. Moving on to the reply number 3. Of course, being interested is horrible, but if you're gonna be a person that is marrying someone just for the money or the status or whatever, reply number 3, at least try to be someone likable, you know? Try to be someone likable. Try to be someone as likable and as charismatic as, I don't know, Hank Scorpio from The Simpsons. Oh my god, did I love that character. Reply number 3 says, they just won his neurosurgeon money. Eye rolling. I couldn't agree with you more. Don't forget about bragging rights. OP reply. No, someone else says, don't forget about bragging rights. I don't understand that, but I'm including this anyway. Oh my god. Someone says, once again, don't forget about bragging rights. This is hilarious. Not sure if I understand it, but okay, thank you. And to that, OP says, and to that, OP says, yep, definitely this. Bragging rights, bit more than money. Bragging rights, more than money. Again, if I marry someone from China, South Korea, Japan, Indonesia, Vietnam, Laos, Brunei, Malaysia, Laos, Sri Lanka, India, whatever, I'm gonna say like, I couldn't care less about your stupidity and idiosyncrasy. Just know that I love your daughter very much. Mwah. I love her very much. I work in what I do, and I love your daughter very much. Mwah. And my family is gonna love her too, and you should love her too. Do you love her? When was the last time that you hugged her? When just was the last time that you told her that you love her? Yeah, this is the cool mindset. This is a cool mindset. I'm bragging, of course. Anyway, yep, they just want to brag. To that, someone is, nah, that's it. Moving on to reply number 4. Alright, one more time. Moving on to reply number 4, it goes, yeah, neurosurgeons are usually not present and make work their whole identity. I get it, 15 years of higher education, which 7 of those years are basically hazing. You would be stuck taking care of that kid, and he would play father on the rare times he's not working or on call. Precisely. Oh my god. I couldn't agree with you more, because even if I'm not a doctor, I'm not a surgeon, I'm not a cardiologist, I do not work in anything medicine related. However, I couldn't agree more with the fact that they have to work many hours. Oh, nurses, let's not forget nurses, male nurses, female nurses. They have to work so many hours. So it makes sense that for 2 days or for 3 days they do not see their family, which is highly frustrating. Yeah. To that, someone says, have you heard of this joke we have in the medical field? This person says, how do you hide a 100 bill from a neurosurgeon? You stick it on the forehead of their kid. Ouch. I think I understand that. It has to do with the fact that they hardly ever see their kids. Please, if someone is a surgeon and they see this, if somebody is a neurosurgeon, if somebody is a surgeon and they see this, let me know if I am understanding this joke properly, because it says, and I like it. Again, have you heard of this joke we have in the medical field? How do you hide a $100 bill from a neurosurgeon? You stick it on the forehead of their kid. I suppose once again it has to do with the fact that they hardly ever see their kids. Am I right? Please do let me know if I'm understanding this properly, alright? Because understanding is key for a lot of things, alright? Do let me know, alright? Do let me know. Moving on, let's continue with the reply number. What's next? What's next? What's next? Oh yeah, someone says, that's actually a good one. And I couldn't agree with you more. Exactly, he would be a Kodak dad. Not sure if I understand that. I suppose it has to do with a absentee father. I don't know. Somebody tell me if I'm understanding this right. Moving on, let's continue with the next one. Reply number 5. This is a rather short one because it says, oh no, wait a minute. To that someone says, and I frankly couldn't agree with this answer more, which says, child-free freedom is priceless. Child-free freedom, reply number 5. Child-free freedom is priceless. It's easy for men to want kids. They aren't risking their health or sanity. Precisely. I don't need to be a woman to understand that since they are the ones giving birth to the lovely kids, well, I don't think it would be a good idea to. I don't think it makes I don't need to be a woman to understand that women have the kids. They basically put their lives on the front line of childbirth, while men put their lives in the front, which is frankly not something desirable. No thank you. I do not want to risk my life in war. No thank you. There's nothing glorious about war. There's nothing glorious about bellicose, belligerent conflicts. And there's nothing glorious about fighting others with guns. Childbirth, on the other hand, it's easy to glorify it because you're not killing a life. Why? Because you're actually, well, literally, you're creating a life. However, it's a risky thing to do. It can be a risky thing to do. Alright? Precisely. Once again, let's read that again. Child-free freedom is priceless. It's easy for men to want kids. They aren't risking their health and sanity. Yeah, they're not risking their lives. They risk it in wars, and I do not want that. Sorry. Someone says again, this. This. Men's lives barely change after becoming a father, but women definitely. Even women risk their lives every time they give birth. This, comma. Men's lives barely change after becoming a father, but women definitely do. Period. Even women risk their lives every time they give birth, and I couldn't agree with you more. And there are horrible people out there, horrible women, horrible mothers that use this pathetic card, this absurd dictatorial authoritarian card, which is whenever the child, the son or the daughter is giving an argument, when the mom is doing something unfair or ridiculous, and they make a logical argument, they take it as a disrespect and question of authority, and they say, I gave birth to you. And to that you can always say, I didn't ask you to give birth to me. Things like this make me realize how privileged I am, because my mother is not someone who would do such a thing, you know? My mother is not someone that rubs on my face the fact that she gave birth to me every time that she wants me to do something. She actually loves me, she actually wanted me, she actually wished for my existence and she was looking forward to having me and my sister, you know? Oh my god. Yeah. And once again, she does not say, I gave birth to you, so shut up. No, not good, not good. Hey, unless I'm a rowdy kid that truly is insufferable and obnoxious, then bring it on. This represents the I gave birth to you card, so shut up. Or just... I don't know, not sure if I'm making sense, but... for example, if my child is being a bully to other, I was a victim of bullying, so... do you have evidence of my child bullying your child? This is not good. Recollect more... Oh, you recollected a lot of evidence. Oh my god, this is not good. Okay. No problem. I'm going to call up my child and your child can punch mine as a revenge. I don't like bullies. Alright. Oh my god. Someone is gonna reply something very interesting because it is connected to the main point of this story, which is, one more time, my family are telling me that I'm crazy for rejecting a neurosurgeon just because he wants kids. This person says, reply number 6, as someone who works closely with neurosurgeons, they don't make the best partners. They are often first married to medicine, and their family comes second. Couldn't agree with you more. Again, there are some occupations which the male workers, like paramedics, first responders, firefighters, doctors, medics, neurosurgeons, surgeons and stuff, yeah, they probably spend more time at the hospital than with their families, so yeah. They are not 100% discouraged, sure, but at the same time, they spending too much time in there means that they are going to spend so much time in their work that they probably will end up forgetting about their families. Hope I'm making sense. I hope I'm making sense. With that being said, let's move on to the next reply. Reply number 7 says something like this. This reminds me of when I left my narcissistic, abusive ex-husband. I got an apartment, we sold the house, split the money, and he moved out of town. For months, my dad wouldn't shut up about the fact that I gave up that beautiful house. When I pointed out to my dad that getting out of the relationship was more important, he said it must not have been that bad if I stayed with him for so long as I did. Shut up, Dad. Do you want to see the scars of the times that he treated me? They are not physical, they are here. Do you know what's the worst part? You don't see those scars, and that's fucking frustrating. To that someone says, to this reply, there are a couple of replies that go. Number 1, my family is just having fun after eating some seafood. I like seafood, of course, but going back to the topic. If I relate this post to my dad, he would want to punch your dad in the face repeatedly. Holy fucking crap. So would I. But if I'm gonna do that, I need evidence of the crime, you know? Someone says, again, if I relate this post to my dad, he would want to punch your dad in the face repeatedly. Holy fucking crap. My family is coming. ¿Qué pasó, madre? Pásale. A little bit of an interlude because that was my family again. Someone says, funnily enough, a lot of people have that reaction. That's why I'm low contact with him right now, and my current husband has never met him. Couldn't agree more. Someone then says, again, funnily enough, a lot of people have that reaction. That's why I'm low contact with him right now, and my current husband has never met him. Which is wonderful, and that's a good plan, and I'm so happy for you, alright? Moving on. This is hilarious because people with this mindset are borderline dehumanizing, you know? Why? Because, reply number 8, someone says, you are not livestock, it's your choice. Becoming a parent for any reason other than a desire to be a parent is not a good idea for you or the potential child, in my opinion. yeah, once again, if you're gonna have kids, you might as well make sure that they are wanted. Motherhood will be desired and wanted, or it won't be at all. It will not exist. Figuratively speaking, but that's what I mean. A general recommendation from someone in reply number 9, because they say, do not date men who want children. You're aligned with what you want. It's your life, not theirs. To that I couldn't agree with you more. My cousin is coming out of the restroom right now, and I'm going to ask her to read this comment. Let's see if she can do it. Forgive the Spanish forgive the change of language. A ver si puedes leer. Esto es como te estaba diciendo, este es un video que estoy haciendo. A ver, ¿cómo se llama? Erika. Let's see if you can read this comment over here. A ver si puedes leer este comentario.
A ver.
Let's see if you can read this comment. A ver si puedes leer este comentario. You see, I like to make this video in which I make a podcast about the child-free lifestyle. Me gusta hacer este podcast donde hago un video así improvisado con esto. Hola. Donde, ¿cómo se llama? Donde hago podcast sobre el estilo de vida child-free.
¿Cuál
que
leo?
es el número 9, the number 9.
Do not date men who want children.
Ajá.
You're aligned with what you want. It's your life, not theirs.
¡Bravo! Es en serio. She doesn't believe me when I tell her that their English pronunciation is improving.
Bueno,
Really?
ahora pronúncialo tú.
Do not date men who want children. You're aligned with what you want. So it's your life, not theirs.
Ahora ya. ¿Esto qué es?
Son-
Para lanzar.
Sí, es para esto.
Ay, mira.
She's a
Para
really
jugar.
curious person. And yes, sí, para eso es. ¿Para jugar? Son dedos de
¿No
mentis.
tienes dos?
Tengo varias, de hecho. I have a lot.
¿Pistolas?
Hey,
Pues ahorita venga a que le juguemos.
va.
¿Sale?
Yes, she's talking about my niece. Vas apareciendo en el video, ¿eh?
Bueno, ahí me lo comparte.
She's going to appear in this video. I promise that. When my mom comes by, I'll ask her if she doesn't mind me adding her in the video. Let's find out. But now, let's move on to reply number 9. It says, do not date men who want children. You're aligned with what you want. It's your life, not theirs. And I couldn't agree with you more. It's your life, not theirs. And I believe that my cousin was reading the comment a few moments ago, and she was like reading the comment quite well. Frankly, she was reading it decently and properly, but I feel like, how can I say this? She probably reads it but doesn't understand it. That's what happens a lot. It's part of the normal journey, which is learning a language, you know? I can perfectly read Russian and Greek, but I do not speak it. Someone says a super short and quick sarcastic reply, which says, only wants kids. What if that's just the tip of the iceberg of a shitty personality? Or what if that is the tip of the iceberg of a very, 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 very complex personality whose flaws outweigh the virtuous, and still the flaws are forgivable, but they are heavy. The flaws are forgivable. He's a gentleman, he's a kind person, he's indeed probably husband material. He's probably potential. He has the potential to be a good husband. Maybe the guy has the potential of being a good husband. I hope this goddamn thing is recording. Is it recording? Thank goodness. Yes, it is. As I was telling you, maybe he has the potential of being an actually good husband. But unfortunately, he wants kids, you don't. That's a deal breaker, you know? Well, we gave it a shot. Too bad. Oh my god, this is gonna be fun because the reply number 11 is actually a rather long one. The number 11 is gonna be a long answer, which this seems promising. When I'm editing this sort of videos, something funny happens, and it's the fact that there is a long reply, long paragraph, and I stop halfway through, and when I'm editing the text to be visible here, I'm like, read the first text first and make the commentary later. I will do my best to read this first and then I will make my commentary. And it says, reply number 11. My mother, influenced by my brother, once tried to set me up with a random guy because he liked dinosaurs and video games at the staff of his party. She was worried that I would end up single, selfish, and without children. Fuck off! Why do you use the word selfish? Damn it, I'm making commentary. Fuck off! Selfish because I'm choosing things, I'm making decisions about my life? Does that make me selfish? Then yes, I am selfish! Yes. I started to talk with this guy just to be polite, but he was quick to admit that his dream was to have several kids, 4, and live in a big house after he got his break as a lawyer in a big city. Dude, that should be only with that should be after you have built something, you know? He immediately got very offended when I didn't agree with what he said and told me to grow up and be a proper woman, as I'll end up alone with cats. My mother walked up to me afterwards and was shocked that I didn't immediately hit it off with the guy because we were both perfect for each other as we like the same things. When I mentioned that he wanted 4 kids, my mother just said that I shouldn't be too picky with guys and I should just learn to adjust, as I'll never find a better guy because he'd soon be earning good money, which would be perfect to start a family with. I simply told her that she needs to mind her own business and to stop trying to set me up with guys because I'm not interested in relationships or babies. She never tried it again. Well, actually, props to your mom for never trying that again, you know? Props to your mom for never trying that again, because that means she dropped the case, she dropped it and never talked about it again. Wonderful! Many people would love and would die to have their parents shut up about a topic that obviously makes you uncomfortable. A little bit of an anecdote would be the fact that, well, a little bit of an anecdote. Someone is selling a snack made of maize and corn. One more time, a little bit of an anecdote. There is this piece of wisdom that says, girls, dating advice for girls: if a potential man calls his ex-girlfriends crazy, run away. It's a red flag. That's not okay. And frankly, I don't disagree, but neither do I agree totally, because I was dating this wonderful girl who wasn't crazy. The mother was the crazy one because the mother insisted. Wait a minute. The mother insisted. Her mother insisted when we were having kids. And after that, I broke up with her in a rather unkind and inappropriate way. Long story short, I broke up with her because I just left. And frankly, yeah, not the best way to break up with someone. Just disappearing, not good. But yeah, it's just because the mother insisted, when are you giving us grandchildren? When are you having babies? And I was like, no, thank you, miss, shut up and goodbye. Oh yeah, I would love to apologize to her. Not to the mother, to my ex. I would love to apologize to my ex one day. I hope to be able to do it before either of us passes away. To that long reply, someone says, way to go! Way to go! To that reply, someone says, way to go! Alone with cats is the dream life. Minus the cats, because sometimes they can be a little bit too dirty. Not quite the clapback that guy wanted, lol. I do feel slightly sympathetic for previous generations who thought there was no other choice but to settle. They are echoing it onto you to try to rationalize how their lives turned out. As I say it, this reminds me of a quote by The Simpsons. The Simpsons, in which Lisa does something stupid Lisa makes a decision, decides to act in a way. Someone says. Lisa made a decision, Lisa made a choice regarding how her life would turn up. That's my niece. Maybe she will show up here. Maybe she will show up. As I was saying, yeah, Lisa made a decision which basically was her choosing to focus on her career and her college degree. And what happens? To that, March says, how dare you live the life I would have wanted? Are you kidding me? Shut up. As much as I agree with Lisa, come on. Bring me back to the time where Homer and Marge were all okay. ¿Qué pasó, madre?
Voy a hacer rápido y no se mete no.
Ah.
Y luego se meten los perros.
It happens, eso pasa.
¿Quieres esperar que la perra no?
Entendido. Entendido. ¿Saliste en el video? ¿No importa que te ponga? ¿O...
No, no importa.
Ok. Va. Más o menos así. Estoy yo aquí grabando las cosas y hablando sobre mis cosas y mis cosas. ¿Y sales aquí?
A ver, ¿dónde está?
Ah, no. En algún momento pasas por aquí. Es una transmisión en vivo la cual yo posteriormente luego grabo. ¿Cómo se llama? Es una transmisión en vivo la cual después yo descargo en un video y edito.
Ah, ok.
Ah.
Muy
Madre. Pregunta seria. Y ojo, lo que sea que respondas no te hace una mala persona. ¿Alguna vez no te has imaginado? Ahí estás, apareciste. Aquí estás. Ahí te vas a salir. Ay, diablos, acabas de pasar ahí. Bueno, ahorita vuelves. Mientras tanto te hago la pregunta seria.
Ajá.
¿Alguna vez no te has puesto a pensar cómo habría sido tu vida si yo o Griselda no hubiéramos existido?
No, nunca me he preguntado.
¿En serio?
No.
Ahí estás. Es que el video que estoy haciendo habla sobre eso. Te muestro el tema, ¿va? Te lo traduzco, por supuesto, porque está en inglés y dice: es un foro de Reddit donde hablan de cómo es la vida sin niños.
No, nunca me imaginé. No. No, porque
Cuéntame.
cuando es uno niño, dices, nunca me voy a casar. Y cuando llega el momento, pues se casa.
Ojo, hay quienes... ojo, que hay personas que se aferran a eso y así se mantienen.
No, yo no. También. Conocí a tu papá, me enamoré.
Eso es lindo. Esta persona, te cuento lo que está diciendo. Mira, dice aquí: My family are telling me that I'm crazy for rejecting a neurosurgeon just because.
Dímelo en español.
A eso voy.
No me lo lees en inglés.
Es cierto,
dímelo en español.
Te lo leo. Mi familia me está llamando loca porque rechacé a un neurocirujano solo porque este neurocirujano quiere hijos y yo no.
Cada quien es su derecho de pensar.
Básicamente estoy hablando de esto en este video.
Es como tú, que no quieres casarte, no quieres tener hijos. Yo no te voy a obligar.
Gracias, por eso te amo.
¿Por qué? Porque no te los voy a mantener, no te los voy a cuidar. No te
Ahí está un chiste buenísimo.
Es tu vida, es tu vida y es tu decisión.
Precisamente, porque la chica comenta, soy una mujer de origen indio, tengo 30, ya podrás imaginarte, la familia extendida no me para de decirme que habla de mí porque estoy soltera y porque no tengo hijos.
Mi amiga, ya son eso.
Exactamente. Te amo. How about that? My mom participated in a video. When I'm editing this video, I will translate it, alright? When I'm editing this video, I'm going to translate it, alright? When I'm editing this video, this is gonna be super fun, you know? When I'm editing this video, this is gonna be super fun. Oh yeah, we were back in the reply number 11. Someone says, my mother is very much stuck in the Victorian era where daughters are married off to rich guys. She watches too much period dramas, unfortunately, and can't understand why I don't want to settle and pop out a few kids. It's apparently very weird to her. Then again, my mother absolutely loved watching The Handmaid's Tale and thought it was fantastic. Is that a bad thing? Honestly, is that a bad thing? Enjoying something is okay. However, forcing others to act like that thing that you liked, dictated or shown, that's not okay. Did you hear that, Christians? Yeah. Oh my god. She liked The Handmaid's Tale because it's full of forced birth. She liked The Handmaid's Tale because it's full of forced birth. AKA, what you go through, if she had it her way. She had it her way. I'm sorry she treats you this way. We're more than incubators sold off to the highest bidder. And if you're going to sell me to the highest bidder, like in Pride and Prejudice, at least make sure it's someone I like, please. And to that, someone else replies in the... Someone is coming, probably. There she is. Hello, sweetheart. Mom says, please don't let Ducky inside. Es que luego se hace. Luego se hace.
Ella no se hace pipí adentro de la casa. Ella no.
Si se hace, la limpiamos, ¿va?
Mi abuelita la dentro de la casa.
Te creo. Bueno, está bien, te creo. As you can see, my niece is over here. Say hello.
Hello.
Would you like to join me in this podcast? Luna creo que fue a... Está en la iglesia.
¿En la iglesia?
Don't worry, she will come back immediately.
No, porque ya cuando venga ya no voy a tener que ir.
Come here. Take a look at the podcast that I'm looking. That was my niece. That's my niece over here. My family is participating in this video indirectly. How about that? So one more time. I'll ask her, and in post-production I'll ask her if she doesn't mind being shown in the video, and afterwards, when I'm editing in post-production this video, reply number 12, I'll let her. Let's recapitulate. Reply number 12. Kudos for dropping that conversation-ending truth bomb. Any attempt to come back from that would have put you into the role of gold digger. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. But hey, if you're gonna be a gold digger, at least be the type of person that sticks up when the fortune is made, and let's say your man loses it, stick to him, stay with him so that he can come back to his feet. Hola de nuevo, madre.
Se metió la pega. Sácala.
My family was passing by. I guess I'm going to cut that part in post-production. In the meantime, let's go back to reply number 12 and reply number 13. These are rather short replies because number 12 says, kudos for dropping the conversation-ending truth bomb. Any attempt to come back from that would have put you in the role of gold digger. And I was saying a few moments ago that if you're gonna be the gold digger, at least make sure that you are at least the type of person that, sure, you're here for the money, but if your man loses that, you pressure him and you mentor him and you stay with him. When he has nothing, so that when he goes back to being a rich person, you at least become an empress when he goes back into his feet. And of course, you gotta force him, motivate him and encourage him, you know, something like that. Be the type of cornerstone person. Let's move on to reply number 14. On top of it, my mom says, maybe he just wants one child. It bothers me when people say so because it indicates a blaze attitude towards the responsibility that one has to a life they created. Like there is a very little difference between being nulliparous and a parent as long as you have just one child. Okay, this word is interesting. Nulliparous. What the heck is that? Nulliparous. I'm gonna use Google to find out the meaning of that word. Because seriously, I like to find this type of new words, right? This sounds like something... Wait a minute. Nulliparous, oviparous, viviparous. I suppose it has to do with... I suppose that it has to do with definition. Oops. Crap. I suppose that he has something to do with giving birth or something like that. I do not know. The rest of the replies are rather quick and rather short, so let's read all those replies in a rather quick way, because from 15 to 20, let's read a couple more. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and reply number 20. There are a lot of short replies, so let's move on. 15. I think you'd be crazier to have children with someone just because he's a neurosurgeon. Lol. Totally. You're marrying someone just because of the profession. 16. Your family is acting disgusting. Honestly, if he's still pursuing after being rejected, then he's being creepy as well. They all know you don't want kids and won't respect your wishes. This will sound racist, but I don't care. Some have been wasted from caring about what others think. Don't do it, for fuck's sake. I couldn't agree more, right? I was thinking, who cares what they think? Precisely, who cares? Who the fuck cares? Anyway, who the fuck cares? Next one. I've been in this exact same boat. I can't tell you how many lectures I've gotten that my standards are unreasonable and that I'll have to compromise if I want a good husband. Dude, if you get a good husband wouldn't care if you compromise or not. A child isn't a compromise. But of course, as ethnic women, we're supposed to toss our desires out the window to build our lives around a man. Told you. It's not racist if it's true. Sometimes. And I don't say that for the sake of being rude. The profession aside, you still be burdened by a kid, and they can always claim high-stress job bullshit, and you'll be stuck with a kid and they still get freedom. Date or marry someone with your same goals. Do not marry someone just for the title of their profession. True. The following replies are rather quick, and frankly I appreciate that. I would also say from this, be very careful. To that, I like this one because this one aligns perfectly with the mindset that I have regarding certain types of people in general, you know? Did you know that, well, guess what? I've always considered women, well, you know, to be people. And also this leads me to this question, this reply that says, do these people realize kids are like people? Yes, they are people. The other reply says, it's amusing how your friend's occupation is talked about like it's his entire identity, and as if it's something that will never change. It's like they've not considered that his career may end for whatever reasons. What would he be then, should he become incapacitated or lose his license to practice? We do not know that. To that someone says, I'll never understand how people can go, but it's just one when it comes to children, like it's no big deal. It is a big fucking deal. It is a big fucking deal, you know? It is a big fucking deal. I'll never understand how people can go, but it's just one when it comes to children, like it's no big fucking deal. Thankfully it seems like what you said to your mother got her to stop, at least for now, anyway. Oh yeah. To that someone else then replies. And this is gonna be probably the last one. It says, that's another problem with breeders thinking men are entitled to children. Men are oh my god. There's my pet peeve again. Use punctuation, goddammit. Use punctuation, goddammit. That's another problem with breeders thinking men are entitled to children. Comma. Doesn't matter. Comma. Doesn't matter if he's a doctor or a whole bum. Somehow what he wants is priority over what women want. Period. Thank you. No capital letter, but thank you. I don't care if he's a surgeon or a balloon animal artist. Even male doctors are prone to violence. Oh yeah, anyone is prone to violence. Anyone say that one vascular surgeon that murdered his ex-wife and her new husband? A dentist over jealousy? I'm not familiar, but I would love to know more. Oh, and by the way, nulliparous or nullipara describes a woman or a female animal that has never given birth to a live offspring. Be careful, because you can use that to describe, you can use that pejoratively, and with contempt. You'd be a horrible person if you did that, to talk about someone who gave birth to has been given birth to a series of children, but all of them have been miscarriages, you know? A woman or a female animal that has never given birth to a live offspring. It's a medical term used to describe birthing history rather than a diagnosis or a sign of... Me asustaste, you scare me. Once again, let's go back to the definition. It says... ¿No te molesta si sales en el video? ¿No te molesta si sales en el video?
¿Video?
Sí.
Ah, no.
¿No te molesta? Perfecto. I would love to hear your opinion on something, honey. And I'm making this video in English, by the way, so you can speak either Spanish or English. Once again, nulliparous or nullipara. I knew it had something to do with herbivorous. No, oviparous. What's the other one? Viviparous. Viviparous? How do you pronounce it? I don't know, but what matters is that it says describes a woman or a female animal that has never given birth to a live offspring. It's a medical term used to describe birthing history rather than a diagnosis or a sign of infertility, and it applies regardless of whether the lack of childbirth is by choice or circumstance.
Ay, Luna, güey.
Lunita, ¿qué pasó, mija? And that's it.